Thank you, AIMA, for giving me a platform to express a very important topic, that is an NPA, which is a major concern for today, not only for the banks, but for the MSMEs, particularly those who are suffering for no fault of theirs. When an account becomes NPA, the definition which has been given is that if any payment is overdue more than 90 days to the bank, the account is eligible to be categorized as NPA. And once the account is categorized as NPA, the recovery process starts. Now, under the present system, the recovery process has got only one aspect, that is coercive. The banker becomes so heavily, he comes on so heavily on the borrower that his years together of the relationship with the bank, I have met so many customers and so many borrowers, they are saying that last 20 years, 25 years, I have got one client, 65 years, same bank, third generation. In the family, there are 5 people, 3 people died in an accident. How do you expect that within 90 days they can recover from all this kind of situation? And the banker is not ready to understand their problem. They say that we are helpless. Is it the 90 days criteria which has been given? I don't know what is the logic behind it. It may be an international standard for the banking health code or banking industry's understanding of the banking industry's health. But is it the way that you have to recover the money with so kind of coercive measures? If you become NPA, it means it is the end of your business career. Today it is the fact. Your personal properties, whether it is mortgage or it is not mortgage, because under SARFAESI Act, they can take the mortgage properties, and under DRT Act, they can take all the properties belonging to the guarantors and the borrowers. So all those properties are attached by the bank, and there is no mechanism existing between the bank and the borrower whereby they can come to an amicable solution. Normally, I understand that settlement happens between the two people who are of the equal standard. With the bank, the borrower is not an equal standard because of the present system. The borrower has been treated, don't mind my language, but borrower has been treated as if he has done some murder. He is a criminal. His respect has gone in. I have seen when the borrower is called for the meeting, 8-10 people will sit across him, the GM, DGM, ED, recovery manager, and this poor fellow alone, he has to respond to everybody, and they bring such a huge pressure on him. One of my clients, he suffered a heart attack after that meeting. A farmer commits a suicide, it becomes a big issue. An SME commits a suicide today. Let me tell you one thing. When you become an NPA, you are humiliated, you become depressed, you are pressurized. Under these circumstances, I tell you one thing you do first is that don't pay bank. Why I say don't pay bank is that when you are under stress, you need money to recover your business. You need capital to recover your business. Instead of that, bank is taking money from you. Bank is taking money away from you. The very important aspect of this entire banking system or whatever the systems which I have got is that when you are under stress and if you are not able to pay the bank money on time and you are operating your account, whatever money you deposit, bank will adjust. Now he has no money to pay his salary. He has no money to pay the electricity bill. He has no money to pay the telephone bills. How do he run the business? Now, under that circumstances, he opens another account in another bank. He becomes willful defaulter. So he becomes a criminal. So you are not allowing us to live, nor you are allowing us to die. I think this kind of situation has to be changed, and the association like us has to raise this point on the various platforms. MSMEs are the backbone of the economy. 40% of the production is coming from MSME. 45% of the export is coming from MSME. 2.5 crores employment is given by MSME. One MSME creates more job than the corporate world. वह एक MSME मरता है तो उसके पीछे कई लोगों की फैमिली मर जाती है. My question to the policy maker is that what is the objective of this recovery process? Are we thinking from the economic point of view? My appeal to the entire system is that if any business is not able to work, there can be two reasons. One is an intention, that he has no intention to run the business, and other is there are factors beyond his control. When there is no intention, you treat him as a criminal. I have no issues. But those where the factors are beyond his control, when he has shown last 10 years, 15 years of performance, can he not become sick? And when he becomes sick, instead of giving him a treatment, you are killing him. Is this the way that the economy has to grow? 95% of our population is job seeker. 5% of the population is job giver, that is mainly an MSMEs. They are the job creators. Today the situation is that because of this NPA and the recovery mechanism, the MSME owner he is undergoing such a pressure, and when his son sees that what his father is undergoing, he says that I will not do the business, I will go for a job. And the father tells his son that don't come into the business, go for a job. Are we creating this country to be eligible to the global slave? Do you want only the foreign money to come into company and become the foreign company's employees? Under these circumstances, even today's MSMEs will become at the mercy of the big multinationals. There are so many factors beyond the MSME's control. They are already vulnerable. Their capital limitations are there. But we are forgetting one important thing, they are the backbone of the economy. Today we are talking Make in India. No country in the world has done the progress without the progress of MSMEs. Take the history of the entire world. And if today MSMEs are not going to grow, and if they are not given a protection to grow, I doubt what is the success of Make in India mission. As a matter of fact, today there needs to be some change in the law and the mechanism and the system of recovery. At the same time, today those who are suffering, those who are coming under NPA, my advice to them is that stop for some time. Don't make payment to the bank. Make your roadmap very clear. Today, if you are thinking that this quarter payment I will make, so I will be saved from the NPA situation. or this month payment I will make and I will be saved from this. But what about next month? What about next quarter? हम आज का मरण कल डाल रहे, कल का मरण परसों कर रहे. But in the process, we are getting into the bigger circle and we are fastening our death. So what you need to do is that, first of all, review your business. See where you have gone wrong. Make your business plan very clear and make a plan. Under the present system that under 120 days to 140 days, bank can take forceful physical possession of your all properties, including your factory, your house if it is mortgage. So you become panicky. And under that panic, you are doing everything. You are borrowing at 24%, you are borrowing at 30% and paying bank. Let me ask you one question. If you are not able to pay 18% or 16% rate of interest, how can you pay 24% of rate of interest? The first and foremost thing is that you are doing here whatever you are doing is you are doing business. Don't look at the business from the banker's point of view. Look at the bank from the business point of view. Who is for whom? Bank is for the business or you are for the bank? If that is the case, you will find that the solution for your NPA problem, I will put it in a nutshell, is that buy time legally, don't beg. There are nothing in the hands of the banker that they can do something. Another most important thing, I may be offending somebody, but let me be very honest because this is my experience, day-to-day experience. Don't trust on the verbal commitment of the banker. He will very easily change that my superior has not agreed. Don't make your plan on the basis of his verbal commitment. Don't make payment to the bank on the basis of verbal commitments. I have received so many cases where they have received 13-2 notice. Under SARFAESI Act, within 60 days they have to make payment. The beautiful part of this notice is that this notice does not contain one clause that you have got a right to take an objection on this notice. Why that information is not given to the borrower, that he has a right to take an objection on the notice? I think something is very wrong. Entire system is developed with the concept that the bankers are never wrong. I have seen certain statements and certain calculations where the bank has calculated wrongly. They have charged heavy interest, which was not agreed upon. They have put lot of penalty, which is not a part of the agreement. And on that basis, this fellow is suffering. They have recovered the higher interest. And after 1 year or 2 years, they have been reversed the interest. But during that period, what has happened? His working capital has not been used, not available for his use. Who is responsible for that? If we make a delay for 1 day of their payment, we have been penalized. But our application, years together, months together lying on their table, they are not responsible to even respond us. Why not banker should also be made responsible that within a particular time he has to tell yes or no. Many times I have experienced that they are not even ready to give the statement also. 3 months they don't give the statements. How they have calculated the additional interest? They will not give the statement. And in the process, the person who is in the business, he says that I don't want to take any panga with the bank. And he makes a compromise, but that compromise kills him because he does not have that kind of tolerance level. his business and his capital adequacy is not enough. So my advice to everybody is that look into business is the only solution for all your problems, including NPA. If the business becomes strong, you will take care of every problem. But if they become weak, you will not be able to take care of any problem. Don't borrow from the outside to pay the bank. If that is the situation when you find that you are not able to run the business, make a profit in your loss. In the sense, when you make a settlement in such a way that you are also making a profit out of this settlement. Because banker has not done any charity with you, they have done business with you, do business with the bank. With this, I only say that we have to look at this problem in a constructive way, not in a coercive way. Thanks a lot.